Basically, I was in New Orleans at a student conference and got a call that there was her mom that keeps Raquel, noticed some blood in her stool and decided to take her to the pediatrician, which is Dr. Tanactor, also worked here. There we found out that Raquel's liver wasn't functioning right, and brought us over here to the University of Chicago. Brought them via ambulance.
To the emergency room downstairs, Comer Children's. There they did a gazillion blood tests. They went ahead and admitted us, I think, that night, and then the following morning is when we talked to like a gazillion different residents and doctors and a bunch of other people. They wanted to do a biopsy, I think was the original plan. They weren't sure, they were kind of tentatively diagnosing her with biliary atresia, but wanted to go in and do a biopsy. They did a few other things before that biopsy, and then they went in and they did diagnose biliary atresia, and at that time they did the Kasai procedure. I wasn't really, it was like, okay, you know, they says, okay, she's having a problem with her liver, we're going to do this, you know, but more than likely at some point she's going to need a liver transplant. I'm like, okay, well, you know, it is what it is.
And it's not something that you prepare yourself for, you know. You try to live a good life and be healthy and be responsible, and then, you know, you expect something, you know, the first I thought it was something that we did or something that the doctors missed or something, but never try to point a finger. It was just something I'd always look at it that, you know, if it wasn't Raquel, baby, you know, our baby, it'd be somebody else, you know. So, you know, and as you can see, she's a normal baby. It's just her liver is just not functioning well.
She was listed May 22nd. Beginning of May, I think it was, we were told that, you know, okay, we're looking for her to head in this certain direction and anticipating that within 6 months to a year she's going to need a new liver. She's going to experience some liver failure, and this liver is going to stop functioning altogether. So she was officially put on the list May 22nd for a new liver. And at that point, you know, we had been told about the living donor transplant possibility from the beginning in December. And we both had our blood type checked. And she's a blood type O, which from my research, I think is 46% of the population, which is a good chunk. As it turns out, both of us are blood type B, which is 9% of the population, so neither one of us was a match.
And I always thought that, like, my biggest argument is that if you create something, you know, it should match, right? But
I think one of us would be able to.
Yeah, before the education is found that, you know, it can happen any combination, you know.
So after we found out we weren't a match, I have one sibling who lives in another state, my mother who's too old. So we started, you know, telling people, just kind of putting the word out there. And one day I was talking to one of my coworkers. I'm an assistant manager at CVS, and I was talking to one of my coworkers because we had gotten these passes to Amish Acres in Indiana, and I was telling her that, oh, this is going to be our vacation spot this summer, is Amish Acres, not the most exciting place to go for your summer vacation. But I was teasing because we were on the waiting list, and I says, we're not able to go very far. And I told her just what I just told you about the blood type O and the type B, and she started asking a few questions, and I'm like, she's asking a few too many questions, but I'm not going to jump in and say, oh, you got a donor for us? You know, so I let it go, and we went on about our duties for the day, and the following day, she text messaged me. You know, everybody communicates through text messages. She didn't call or anything. She text messaged me that her and her husband had done some research online and that she was interested in being Raquel's living
You always
donor.
talk, it takes coworker, you know.
To a whole new level.
Whole new level. You know, sometimes it's hard for someone to even cover an hour or a shift for you, let alone give you a piece of their liver, you know.
So now we've been anxious and pacing floors and, you know, everything for a month. Which I guess when you're just called and on a whim, you don't have time to worry and fret and let anxiety set in.
Which, by the way, is Raquel's birthday is September 5th. And so, a couple weeks. So, I mean, what better gift to have than a new functional liver, you know?
Oh, peekaboo.
Can we get Pam?
She was just talking about that her husband and her, their blood type didn't match. So they needed a type O, which I am. So I just figured I would discuss it with my husband, and if
Was it a difficult decision?
No, it really wasn't.
And they said that you've had a child recently as well?
Yes, I do have a 15-month-old boy. So, yeah, we were pregnant around the same time. So.
So just a little bit older than Raquel.
Yeah, just a little bit older. Raquel will be a year in September, so.
And does that have a role in your decision?
Oh,
to do it?
definitely, yeah. I mean, I just hope to God if the tables were turned, somebody would do it for my son. So I think it's as simple as that.
You're so cute before. Yeah. Okay, is everyone smiling? Raquel, can I get a smile? Peekaboo. See, I'm still asleep. Okay. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get.